Good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? So, I just remembered that I put out a challenge video last week offering up, what is a better deal, a single family home, fourplex and or a 10plex. I put those three variables out together. We will review them. I wanted you to take the basic information, which is stuff you and I would see on an offer sheet or in the MLS, just so you could get comfortable with calculating your yield or your return. I chose single family home, fourplex, and 10plex on purpose because some of you may think the more units automatically the better. Some of you may have thought a fourplex is the best one because, hey, I can get a residential loan, I get 4 units, I could house hack, whatever. But again, for me, it's not about units, it's not about financing, it is about what produces the highest return on my invested capital. So, real quick, I have the notes from that first call, and then we'll go over how I put them in my spreadsheet. If you don't remember, it was a single family home at 125 grand. We assumed there was $10,000 in make ready costs and the rent was 1,300. The fourplex was 400 grand or 100K a door. It required 32,000 in make ready and would rent for 3,600. And finally, the 10plex was 800 grand or 80K a door. It required 100,000 in make ready. Its total rent was 8,000. So when you got these variables, you had to make some decisions, right? What was the mortgage rate? 30-year fix would be preferred for the house in the fourplex. Commercial lending is a different animal. You could do 25-year amortization, which is not uncommon. But for this exercise, I used 30-year just to try to keep it as apples to apples as possible, knowing that it's pretty rare to get 30-year fixed rate financing on commercial properties. Usually it's fixed for 3, 5, 7, and sometimes 10. But for this exercise, I kept it 30-year fixed. So just to net it out, by my calculations, the single family home produced an 11.7% return, or what I call yield. The fourplex was actually the worst. It was returned 2.9%, and the 10plex produced 3.9%. Again, you had to make your local assumptions. I don't know your market. I don't know your property taxes. I don't know your insurance. I don't know what kind of extra expenses. But for me, basically the house won because the rent was $1,350 and we had total operational expenses of $927. Those were made up of a mortgage payment of only $475. We had taxes and insurance for the month at $167. Property management was at 10%. Actually, you know what? I have the rent wrong. I'm sorry. It's not 1,350. It's 1,300. Let's see if that changes. Oh, it changed it to 10.5%. Caught my own error. So rent was 1,300, not 1,350. My mistake on my spreadsheet. So again, property management was 130, so 10%. And then I put in $150 for expenses and reserves a month. So that's $1,800 a year. Again, that was the lowest of the three. Expenses on a fully remodeled house should be lower. You should have expenses for reserves for bad debt and vacancies and things of that nature. I chose to put 150. It's what I put in my spreadsheets for my market today. For example, on the fourplex, those expenses went up to $800 because you as an operator probably have additional expenses such as water and garbage, things of that nature. Not to mention more turns and things of that nature. And then for the 10plex, I put expenses all the way up to $1,800, which is on top of property management's taxes, insurance, and the like. So in the end of the day, at least in this example, with those variables, the house produced double digits, right? 10.5%. The fourplex was 2.9, and then the 10plex was 3.9. Again, just estimates, just assumptions. Love to see what you got in your calculations, but I realized I gave you that challenge. Gosh, it might have been 10 days ago. So I wanted to put those numbers in, show you what I got. And as you can see, I got my own little spreadsheet right there. I don't know if you can see it. That's the spreadsheet my students go over. It's in my course. We really try to get to that last number. For me, it's all about yield. In this case, I'd buy the house all day long. I don't care about having 10 units. I don't care about one roof. I want to know what's the best yield. All right, take care. Have fun. Bye.